Good evening, everyone. I want to start by asking you a simple but profound question. What does freedom really mean to you? Is it the ability to choose how you spend your time? Is it the chance to make decisions that align with your values? Or perhaps it's the space to pursue your passions without fear or restriction. Now, consider this. Money, in its truest form, is not just a tool for buying things. It's a means of buying freedom. Money is the ability to make choices that are not bound by the limitations of scarcity. When you have financial resources, you gain the autonomy to shape your life, to take risks, and to create opportunities. Money allows you to invest in your future, to take control of your destiny. It gives you the freedom to work on your terms, to pursue your dreams, and to provide for those you love without the burden of constant worry. But the other side of this equation is equally powerful. Poverty, whether it's a lack of resources, a lack of opportunity, or a lack of security, doesn't just limit your options, it binds you, it traps you in cycles of uncertainty and constraint. You find yourself tethered to circumstances that are beyond your control. Poverty doesn't just take away your ability to choose. It forces you into a form of slavery. Slavery to fear, to survival, to a life dictated by the constraints of what you can and cannot afford. Now, I'm not talking about money in a materialistic sense. This isn't about having more than others or accumulating wealth for the sake of status. This is about what wealth enables: freedom, the freedom to decide your future, to invest in your potential, to lift others up from the shackles of limitation. When we recognize this, we start to see that the pursuit of financial well-being isn't just about self-interest. It's about empowering ourselves to create impact. It's about ensuring that we, and those around us, don't live in a state of poverty where every decision is clouded by the struggle for survival. Instead, we're given the ability to make choices that elevate us and our communities. This doesn't mean that wealth is the sole answer to all problems, but it's a fundamental starting point. Money buys you the freedom to think, to act, and to make decisions that lead to growth, not just for you, but for everyone who crosses your path. It allows you to focus on what really matters, not on the next paycheck or the next crisis. So as you go forward today, ask yourself, how can I leverage what I have, whether it's financial resources, skills, or time, to create more freedom for myself and others? Because when we understand the true value of money, not as a possession, but as a tool for freedom, we can start building a life and a society where no one is bound by the chains of poverty. Freedom is often seen as a broad and abstract concept, yet at its core, it's about the power of choice. Freedom isn't simply the absence of constraints, but rather the ability to act, decide, and pursue what aligns with your values, aspirations, and desires. It's the autonomy to live your life based on your own principles, without being restricted by external forces that limit your potential. The true essence of freedom lies in the choices you make, the decisions that shape your future, your identity, and your legacy. At the heart of freedom is the ability to make choices that define the direction of your life. Whether it's choosing the career path you wish to pursue, deciding how you spend your time, or determining how you interact with the world around you, every choice you make is an exercise in freedom. It is through these decisions that you carve out your individual journey, regardless of what others might expect or impose upon you. For instance, the freedom to choose a profession that you are passionate about, rather than being stuck in a job driven purely by financial necessity, represents a profound form of freedom. You are not bound by the need to survive. You are driven by the desire to thrive. This freedom extends beyond just professional choices. It also impacts your personal and social life. The freedom to surround yourself with people who share your values, engage in activities that fulfill you, and live according to your personal beliefs are all manifestations of freedom in action. When you have the liberty to choose how to live, you're not just existing. You're actively participating in a life that resonates with who you truly are. However, it's important to recognize that freedom is not merely about choice. It's also about having the resources, time, and support to act upon those choices. Imagine someone who has a dream to travel the world, but is constrained by financial limitations, family obligations, or the need to work long hours to make ends meet. Even though they may possess the inner desire for freedom, the reality of their situation may prevent them from actualizing that freedom. This brings us to a crucial point. Freedom is not only about the freedom to choose, but also about the freedom to act on those choices without fear, restriction, or consequence. In societies with widespread financial security, people generally experience a higher degree of freedom because they are not bound by the constant pressure of survival. They are able to pursue personal growth, education, creativity, and innovation, unencumbered by financial limitations. In contrast, those without financial resources are often caught in a cycle where survival itself becomes their primary focus. Their choices are limited, and their freedom to pursue a fulfilling life is reduced. This is why financial stability is so often linked to freedom. When your basic needs, food, shelter, and security, are met, you gain the ability to think beyond immediate survival. You can now consider what you want to achieve, who you want to become, and how you want to impact the world. With this foundation of security, your choices expand and multiply. The freedom to choose isn't just about picking one path over another. It's about having a variety of viable options, each leading to a richer and more fulfilling life. Ultimately, freedom is a dynamic process. It's not something that is simply granted, nor is it a fixed state. It's something that must be continuously nurtured and cultivated. The more choices you have, the more freedom you experience. And as you begin to make decisions that align with your true desires, you expand not only your own freedom, but also the freedom of those around you by creating a ripple effect of empowerment. In conclusion, freedom in its deepest sense is the power to choose and act. It's about having the space to create a life that is truly yours, based on your values, passions, and dreams. And this freedom is the foundation upon which a meaningful and fulfilling life is built. Money, in its truest form, is not simply a tool for acquiring material possessions or status. It is a means to acquire freedom. When people think about money, they often focus on what it can buy: luxury items, a larger home, or the ability to travel. However, the deeper and more significant power of money lies in its ability to provide the freedom to make choices without being constrained by the limitations of scarcity. Money offers the ability to design a life on your own terms, to make decisions that align with your goals, and to pursue dreams that might otherwise seem unattainable. At its core, money is a facilitator of choice, and choice is the foundation of freedom. The most direct way that money buys freedom is by providing the means to make choices that would otherwise be unavailable. Without financial resources, people are often left with limited options, forced to choose survival over personal desires. For example, a person struggling to meet their basic needs may have little ability to choose a job they love or to pursue a passion that could ultimately lead to a more fulfilling life. Instead, they are trapped in a cycle of work purely for survival. On the other hand, with enough financial stability, individuals can make choices based on their values and long-term aspirations, rather than simply being motivated by immediate financial needs. The ability to choose a job that aligns with personal passions or to take risks that could lead to personal growth is a form of freedom that money enables. Money also allows individuals to invest in their future. It offers the opportunity to educate oneself, acquire new skills, and pursue personal development. Education and training are key components of personal growth, but they often come at a financial cost. When you have financial resources, you can invest in your own learning and improvement, increasing your chances of success in the future. Money provides the freedom to access the tools and resources that help you grow, whether it's through formal education, attending workshops, or engaging in experiences that expand your worldview. The more you invest in yourself, the more empowered you become to create opportunities for yourself and others. Furthermore, money creates the freedom to prioritize your time and energy. When you are financially stable, you no longer have to spend every waking hour working to meet basic needs. You can allocate time to activities that contribute to your well-being and personal happiness, whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply resting. Time, often more than money, is the ultimate form of freedom. Financial resources allow you to reclaim your time and direct it toward what truly matters to you, without the constant pressure of having to work long hours just to survive. This freedom to choose how to spend your time is often one of the most valuable aspects of financial independence. Moreover, money provides freedom in the sense that it allows individuals to take risks and embrace opportunities that would otherwise be out of reach. Entrepreneurship, for example, requires not just an idea but the financial resources to make it a reality. Similarly, traveling the world, starting a new project, or taking a break from work to recharge, all of these pursuits require some level of financial security. Money gives you the space to think outside of the immediate pressures of daily life and take bold steps toward creating a future that is uniquely your own. In conclusion, money's true value lies not in what it can buy in terms of possessions, but in what it enables: freedom. Financial resources provide the ability to make choices that align with your values, to invest in personal growth, to prioritize your time, and to embrace opportunities for change and innovation. It is this freedom, rather than wealth itself, that has the power to transform lives and elevate individuals from mere survival to self-actualization. Through money, you gain the ability to shape your future on your own terms, which is the ultimate form of freedom. Poverty, when examined beyond its material consequences, can be understood as a form of slavery, a trap that limits choice, opportunity, and personal autonomy. Unlike wealth, which allows people to navigate life with a certain level of freedom, poverty binds individuals to a survival mindset. In a state of poverty, choices are constrained by necessity, and the constant struggle to meet basic needs becomes a primary focus, leaving little room for anything beyond mere survival. This lack of options creates a sense of dependency on external factors, such as employment, social services, or charity, which can feel like being bound to circumstances beyond one's control. When poverty becomes a reality, the ability to make decisions that align with personal values or long-term aspirations is significantly diminished. The daily struggle to make ends meet often forces people into decisions that are dictated by the immediate need to survive, rather than by their desires or ambitions. For example, a person living paycheck to paycheck may be forced to stay in a job they dislike simply because it provides a steady income, even though it might not align with their passions or career goals. The constant fear of losing that income makes it difficult to take risks, explore new opportunities, or make any significant changes. Instead of living in a way that reflects who they truly are or what they want to achieve, individuals in poverty often find themselves merely enduring their circumstances, trapped in a cycle of financial insecurity. Furthermore, poverty imposes significant limitations on one's ability to invest in personal growth and future success. Education, training, and skill building are often key to breaking free from the cycle of poverty, but these opportunities come with cost, whether in terms of tuition fees, time away from work, or the resources needed to acquire new skills. In a state of poverty, these investments may be out of reach. Instead of being able to focus on long-term growth, individuals are often preoccupied with short-term survival, making it harder to envision a way out. The lack of resources and opportunities to improve one's situation is akin to being trapped in a cage with no clear path to freedom. This sense of being trapped is not just financial, but psychological as well. The constant stress and anxiety that come with living in poverty can erode one's sense of self, worth, and hope for the future. It can lead to a feeling of helplessness, as though one is at the mercy of forces beyond their control. The longer a person is stuck in poverty, the more their sense of agency diminishes. This can create a cycle in which individuals feel powerless to change their circumstances, unable to break free from the chains of financial insecurity. It's a psychological form of bondage where the mind is constrained by the harsh realities of poverty, unable to think beyond the immediate needs of survival. Poverty also often forces individuals to rely on external systems for their survival. Whether it's relying on government assistance, charity, or the goodwill of others, people living in poverty are often dependent on structures that provide temporary relief but do not offer long-term solutions. This reliance on external aid creates a sense of vulnerability and dependence, which can further entrench feelings of powerlessness. People in poverty are not free to make choices without considering the limitations imposed by these systems, and their lives can be heavily influenced by forces that are outside their control. In conclusion, poverty is more than just a lack of money. It is a form of slavery that restricts freedom by limiting choice, opportunity, and personal autonomy. It forces individuals into a mindset of survival, where decisions are based on immediate needs rather than long-term goals or personal desires. The constant struggle to make ends meet and the lack of resources to invest in future growth create a cycle of dependency and hopelessness. To break free from this cycle, individuals need access to the freedom that comes with financial security, freedom to make choices, to invest in themselves, and to build a future based on their aspirations rather than their survival. Until this freedom is available, poverty will continue to serve as a powerful force of limitation, trapping people in a cycle of struggle and dependency. Wealth is often misunderstood as a mere accumulation of material possessions, a symbol of status, or a marker of success. While these aspects of wealth may be visible and appealing, they miss the deeper, more significant role that wealth plays in empowering individuals and communities. True wealth isn't just about having more than others. It's about the freedom and opportunities it provides. The pursuit of financial stability and wealth is not merely about satisfying personal desires, but about creating the foundation for greater personal freedom and the ability to uplift others. It is about using resources to improve not just your own life, but also the lives of those around you. When we think of wealth in terms of empowerment, it becomes clear that it is not only a tool for personal benefit, but also a means of contributing to the well-being of others. Financial security allows individuals to invest in their communities, to support causes they care about, and to contribute to the social and economic systems that shape their world. It gives people the ability to be philanthropists, to sponsor education, healthcare, or any number of initiatives that can improve the lives of others. Wealth allows you to create opportunities where none may exist, whether through investing in a local business, providing scholarships, or supporting programs that help people escape the cycle of poverty. This kind of wealth empowers people to not only care for themselves, but to be active participants in shaping the world around them. Imagine a world where those with the means to support social change use their wealth to support initiatives that address poverty, inequality, or injustice. True wealth gives individuals the power to make a significant and lasting impact on the lives of others. When financial resources are used in this way, wealth transcends materialism and becomes a powerful force for good. This is not wealth for wealth's sake, but wealth with purpose and intention. Moreover, wealth enables individuals to create more freedom for themselves and others. Financial resources offer the freedom to invest in personal growth, whether that's through education, starting a business, or pursuing creative endeavors. It offers the opportunity to take risks, to explore new possibilities, and to innovate in ways that would not be possible without the financial means to do so. A wealthy person is not restricted by the constraints of survival and can choose to spend their time and energy on endeavors that inspire them, whether it's launching a new project or supporting a cause they believe in. This type of freedom creates a ripple effect that can inspire others to do the same. In contrast, those without wealth are often bound by the daily struggle to make ends meet. They may not have the luxury of pursuing their passions or engaging in activities that align with their values because they are caught in a cycle of necessity. Without financial resources, individuals are frequently forced into choices that are dictated by the need for survival, rather than by personal growth or self-fulfillment. Wealth, therefore, is a key enabler of personal freedom, allowing people to break free from the chains of scarcity and embrace opportunities that lead to self-actualization. However, it's important to note that wealth does not have to be hoarded or used solely for self-interest. When shared and used wisely, it becomes a tool for positive change, both individually and collectively. Wealth can create a sense of security, but it also brings with it the responsibility to use it in ways that benefit the broader society. Those who possess wealth have the opportunity to lead by example, showing that financial success is not merely for personal gain, but for the collective good. In conclusion, wealth is not about the accumulation of material goods or achieving personal status. True wealth is about empowerment, empowering yourself to live a life aligned with your values and passions, and empowering others by providing opportunities for growth, education, and improvement. It's about using financial resources to make a positive impact on the world around you, whether by contributing to your community, supporting charitable causes, or creating opportunities for others to thrive. Wealth, when used intentionally, creates not just personal freedom, but the freedom to improve the lives of others, lifting entire communities out of poverty and creating a ripple effect that fosters growth and change. True wealth is not about how much you have, but how you use